Welcome to Vlog Fridays, everyone. Today, we have two really brilliant guests from Dassault Systèmes, Tiff and Josh. I will leave it with you first to tell everyone watching what Dassault Systèmes do.
Yeah, absolutely, James. A lot of people may not have heard of Dassault Systèmes as a company and understand what we do, but in reality, most people will be using products in their daily lives, whether that's consumer product, whether that's a television or something like that, that has been designed, tested, simulated, manufactured using Dassault Systèmes software.
Our 3D experience platform allows companies to map their processes, map their entire physical world in the virtual to create a virtual twin of their business. All this data is then fed back into their business along the value chain and allows them to get to market quicker.
I understand that Dassault work with 270,000 customers of all sizes in all industries, but largely because this is Vlog Fridays, we're going to focus on the motor industry. Can you give us a few examples of what some of these companies do?
Absolutely. We work with primarily all parts of the transport and mobility supply chain. Jaguar Land Rover, Renault, companies of that size, but all their supply chains as well invested using our 3D experience platform.
So these 3D simulations, how advanced are they? Can you give us an insight into how they work?
So simulation, or the digital twin of a product, can be as simple or as complex as you need it to be. It can be a completely true representation of, say, take a car, all its constituent parts, all its electrical systems, how it actually functions in the digital world, is then replicated in the real world. So it's about eliminating the number of vehicles or the number of parts that you need to build before you get to market.
So it's not really a surprise to anyone in the motor industry, but transport accounts for around a quarter of CO2 emissions, which obviously isn't great. Something big needs to change. It's great to see that sustainability is at the forefront of all the work that Dassault Systèmes are doing, and you have an ambitious goal to reach net zero emissions by 2040. Can you tell us a bit about how you're trying to achieve this?
Yeah, sure. So, at Dassault Systèmes, we're taking a number of internal steps. It's not just about saying to our customers and saying to the world that we're going to do these things. We have to walk the talk. Initiatives that are happening at the minute is like all of our fleets are transitioning to EVs, electric vehicles. All of our offices are powered by renewable energy. We recently also set out a mandate on the companies and the types of companies that we would work with to make sure that we're being right from source sustainable. We're not supporting industries that are extremely polluting, for example.
I think one interesting innovation is reinventing petrol, for example. So the ability to reuse existing vehicles, developing new, cleaner fuels to power them. I think that's going to be a really interesting trend in the industry going forward.
So you're saying that we'll still be able to use all the existing cars, people won't have to convert to an electric car, might be able to use what everyone's currently got with new fuel sources. And then further on to that, so in the industry, there's so much emphasis on going electric. What other innovations are we seeing in the motor industry that isn't just about fuel, that is helping advance sustainability?
One of the key ones I'd say is data. Data is now a key enabler of innovation, focusing on the innovation process itself and feeding that data back into the business to drive your ability to go faster, improve the efficacy of your product, and enhance your knowledge of your end customer. I think sustainability is also another key one. Obviously, it's the big buzzword at the moment, but I think the question is really, what does sustainability actually mean? If you have to ship raw materials over on a diesel boat X amount of miles across the ocean to then create your new battery, is that really sustainable?
Just today, in fact, I took delivery of a new Polestar 2. The thing that I've noticed is the materials within the car are all derived from what they would say are sustainable. So recycled plastic from ocean waste, vegan leather. It's making those small incremental changes across the board is going to have a huge impact on the supply chain and then the overall product.
So at Flock, we're really utilizing data to help make the roads quantifiably safer. How is your technology helping make the roads safer?
From my perspective, it's about, again, creating that virtual twin, the ability to test in virtual reality before the physical vehicle is ever built. We can simulate anything from waste emissions to heat, how heat then interacts with the materials within different components. F1 cars can be modeled in our software to show how they will take a corner, down to how well a tyre and its physical components will grip a particular road surface. All of that testing can be done in the virtual world to then make sure that any cars that we bring to market are safe for the end consumer.
A very good example of where we've come from. Traditional car companies, whether that's Renault, Jaguar, Nissan, whoever, they used to make at least 5 to 7 prototype vehicles of each variant of their vehicle to then before they got to production. Now they make one. And it's how do you ensure that that one that you make is 98% complete before you go to physical testing?
Okay, Josh and Tiff, that was the end of my questions. That was absolutely brilliant having you both come on and speaking about Dassault Systems and shedding light on all the things within the industry that a lot of people won't be aware of. Is there anything you would like to share with our viewers before we end this episode?
Reach out, ask questions. We're on LinkedIn, so ping us a note if you're interested in learning more about us.
Great. Thank you, Josh and Tiff. To everyone at home, I hope you found this episode really interesting. Be sure to leave any comments below about any questions which you have for Josh and Tiff, and I'm sure they would love to answer them. But otherwise, see you on the next episode of Flock Fridays. Thank you very much, Josh and Tiff.
Thank you.